Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you in Gloves Off, and today I have a great group of ladies here that are leaders of Laredo, and it's called Mujeres Poderosas, and we're going to get a little bit of everybody and why they're in this group, what this group is for, and what they've done. Ms. Priscilla?
Well, first of all, thank you, Paul, for inviting us to your show to help promote an event that we'll be hosting tomorrow. We're actually celebrating our first year of existence here in Laredo. Our official name is Laredo Mujeres Poderosas, and so we are an extension of a nationally recognized organization, LULAC.
Sure.
But our council was formed to focus specifically on women issues and women empowerment more than anything. Because we live in a border town where we live in a culture where sometimes we don't necessarily encourage one another. We wanted to focus on changing that, and I think we were not just going to focus on the Latino community, but even more difficult than that, the Latino women community. And so what we do is our mission is to create transformative experience for Laredo women to cultivate leadership competencies and to really have that or motivate women to have that spirit of collaboration because we have many brilliant women in this community, and unfortunately it's been our experience that we, instead of encouraging one another, we tear each other down. And so that's been our goal from the very beginning. And after a year of existence, we've seen the fruit of everything that we've done, by working together. And so I'm really proud to introduce some of our members because they are leaders in our community in their respective areas. And so when you have a group of strong, empowered women like that, the possibilities are, just limitless. And and I mean, if everybody wants to introduce themselves, you can learn a little bit about each one of us.
Okay, we'll go down this side.
My name is Lara.
Amanda just finished the police academy, so she's amazing. And that's what we're here for. It's kind of hard to toot your own horn sometimes. You need your friends and just women that see your strength as a human being and just celebrate you and celebrate each one of our victories. And so that's why I say that. I know Amanda just finished the police academy. She's amazing, and so that's one of her most recent achievements. So we're happy to have her.
Well, congratulations for being a peace officer. Well, we wish you the best of luck. The Laredo Police Department has a great history of good officers and good help with the community, and they're always there. As being first responders, they're always the first ones there, them in the fire. So thank you for standing up and doing that service.
Thank you.
Ma'am?
Yes, Nancy Garcia, they call me Bebe, and I was invited by Priscilla Pantoja to join us, and I'm so happy to join this powerful.
Awesome.
Hello, my name is Kayla Martinez. I am currently a senior, a graduating senior, class of 2021.
Awesome.
I just got accepted into the university that I was really looking forward to getting into, and the major I wanted to. So
Good. What's your major?
Visualization.
Okay.
And likewise to my best friend.
Hi, I'm Lara Benavides, and I'm also a graduating senior.
Well, congratulations.
And I'll be attending Baylor University next semester, so that's going to be fun. I'm also the current sitting president of our LULAC Youth Council as well.
Cool.
These two ladies are our señoritas poderosas, and it's like they say, teach them while they're young.
Sure.
And I'm sure they'll be able to tell you a little bit about their experience with the group, with LULAC. But it was important for us as a group to not just, get started among us women, but to bring the youth along with us so that we can learn together and so that they can witness, the great things that can be accomplished by working together with strong individuals.
And you, young lady?
My name is Lupe. I am a recent graduate of Texas A&M College Station.
A Naggy?
Yes. And I just moved back down about a year ago, and that's when I met Priscilla, and I'm very thankful. And yeah.
Good, awesome. Number one, not only is the group of what I'm getting is of women that are leaders in their own field and pushing forward together, which is actually beautiful, something that we need us in the community, okay? I'm gonna tell you why. It is true what you said earlier when we were talking, is women kind of tend to push everybody down, and that should stop. That should stop, and that, we're all live in a community, we all are here for Laredo, we're one Laredo to move forward. It's no longer about political sides. Now it's about Laredo. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat, you know what, out the door, let's move Laredo forward, and that's what we need to do. And we need to have a good place for our kids, we need to have a safe place, and we have to have a place that will have jobs in the future. Now, I hate the rhetoric that many say, oh, women aren't leaders. We've had so many great women leaders since the beginning of time. Okay, a lot of us were raised by our mom or our grandmothers, or guess what? You left school, your grandmother was the one that took care of you, and she's the one that gave you a knuckle over the head if you did something wrong. It's just the way it was. Okay, that's the way our Latino culture is.
Yeah, right.
And we have to preserve that. Okay, and we're losing it somewhere along the line, and you all have to grasp it and say, you know what, let's get back into the road. We're off the road now, let's get back in. And I want to thank you guys for what you're doing. But let's talk about the event tomorrow.
Okay, so like I mentioned, our goal is to empower Laredo women.
Sure.
And, amid this pandemic, luckily things are returning, to normal, slowly, but they're returning to normal, thankfully. And so the very first thing that we feel that needs to be addressed is, our economy's recovery. And we want to start with small businesses, and not just women-owned, but all small businesses.
Sure.
That's really important. Obviously, that's the backbone to this community, to our border town. However, because it's March and it's Women's History Month, we decided to host an event that will actually help women-owned small businesses promote their businesses. And we are so excited because in just a matter of 2 weeks that we decided to put together this event, we have over 24 small businesses that will be participating tomorrow. It's called Dueñas 2021, and this is our event shirt actually, and it's Dueñas. It's women-owned, La Dueña.
Sure.
Que es La Dueña. And so we wanted to focus on that and just really show, like you said, the strength in women, and we know that. Some of us have small businesses, and we know, the courage that it takes, the perseverance that it takes, to be able to go out there and, just put yourself out there, right? And even more so with this pandemic. And so what we want to do is just help women who are in the same situation just get out there. And so we did it, we charged $25 just to set up, and that was really only so that the participants, the vendor participants felt, a commitment, but really, otherwise we would have done it free. We're very thankful to Mr. Roquevela Jr. and his beautiful family for always,
Absolutely.
supporting our community.
Giving
Right. Like, well, first of all, we considered the location, because we're still, kind of getting over COVID. We know that their businesses have always been very, they've followed all COVID precautions, and they do have a patio outside. And so we thought it was perfect, so that people feel a little bit, they feel safe. We have a lot of people getting, going out there, right? And so they have a beautiful location. And like I said, we want to thank them for giving us this opportunity to help our fellow Laredo women. And so it'll be from 12 to 4.
Sure.
And
that's tomorrow.
Yes, it'll be tomorrow. So we invite the entire community to go out there and to support Laredo women. It's exciting to be able to partake and host an event of such, after this pandemic,
Sure.
we weren't allowed to do very much. And but more than anything, go out there and support our Laredo women. I know we actually started a WhatsApp group for all the ladies that are putting their business out there. Oh my God, like it's nonstop, but it's exciting. It's just, you feel the energy, right? Like you feel the energy of all these dueñas. It's exciting. And like you said, we gotta help one another. To move Laredo forward.
Absolutely.
And so we're excited to be doing that. I think we just got the commitment from one of our religious leaders.
Yes.
Who will be there blessing each business,
Awesome.
and so it's going to be really a beautiful experience for those that attend, for those that participate. But like I said, we invite the Laredo community to come out there and just have a good time. And more than anything, just support one another.
Absolutely.
And, we hope for it to be the first of its kind. We hope to bring this, multiple times during this next phase, this recovery phase. But like I said, our mission is to celebrate one another. And that's exactly what we'll be doing tomorrow, celebrating women in this community who, have gotten out of their comfort zone, to, like you said, to provide and to provide for their families. And so that's what we want to really recognize, the strength of women in this community. And so that in itself shows a lot of strength. So yeah, we're really excited about this event.
Absolutely. You all want to say something? Jump in.
I think the importance of keeping the money local.
Right.
We talk about the economy. Obviously, COVID hit us pretty hard as far as small businesses go. So keeping the money local, keeping it here in town is it's a pretty big deal. Especially we can do it alongside, empowering women and getting the morale back up, and it's a double win.
Yeah.
I think it's great that we all get along. There's no envy here. We don't fight for it because of this or that, and we're together. Actually, and
I
we
think
support
that's
each other.
right. I think that's what makes this group very unique. That we're, you see us very friendly here, but believe me, each one of us has, is very strong-minded. We come, we have our characters.
We're all leaders.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's good. But it's good to have that, because you're leaders in your own place, and putting them together, you can bring something resourceful.
Right.
In a unity. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's when you try to boss other people around that people say, hey, wait a minute. But when you all come together and say, you know what's wrong with me? And you say, you know what, why don't you try this over here? Why don't you try this other company over here? And that's what it's all about. That's what leadership's all about.
That is, I think, one of the toughest lessons that as leaders we have to learn is to learn how to follow.
Absolutely.
And collaborate and just motivate and support one another, because like each one of us, as a council we do have we've identified certain roles as officers, But hey, it doesn't matter. Like if any one of us has an idea, it's like, okay, let's build from there. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, let's build from it. Let's just support it. And we're just a few of the group, but we have amazing members in our group. Right off the bat that I can think of that has been really working on this. Kat, she's one of our local firefighters who we're extremely proud of. She was part of the fire station who had the COVID unit from the very beginning, and so we're extremely proud of her.
And she's in the Women's City Club with me, actually.
Right.
And she's a great person. You know her, she's a great
Yeah,
individual.
we love her. Pat, we love you. I know I think she's working right now, or with the twins, but she's awesome. We have Lexi who works for Pepsi. I mean, she's hardcore. Like, and she's out there just help. When this whole thing started, she was like, she's usually in heels and her saco, and she's like, hey girl, I don't care. Like, she put on her tenis y vámonos. Let's go help each business that that we can. She works with a lot of small businesses, and so that was one her priority. She's a mom too, and so that's that it's exciting to see women like that. Carmen, she's a director of our local food bank. Also, so you bring all this energy, and so it's just, we have an awesome time. We have an awesome time working together.
That's
No shakers and movers.
That's
Yeah.
No shakers and movers.
That's right.
and that's what's good about it, because you see people that, like you said, in their own niche, they're moving and they can get everybody together and it becomes a big community. That's what Laredo is. And we've had this conversation before. And I re-say it, and I'll continue saying it. Our elected officials aren't going to get us out of this.
No.
They're the ones that put us in this. Okay? They put us in this mess. They dug a hole for us. You all are the ones that are pushing the businesses out. That's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, really, you don't need a label to be a leader.
You know what I'm saying? And you just put up
yeah.
there, and what I see here is that I don't see Karens, I see leaders.
Absolutely. No, yeah. It's just crazy because we love to take on like the biggest challenges, and it's kind of like, no, you can't do that. It's like, really, hold my beer.
No,
Yeah.
move aside.
Hold my coffee, but yeah.
It's the truth.
Hold the baby.
But I want to wish you all the best of luck, because I've seen you since last year, seen pushing through the whole thing, and it's always something, and I go, that's what it's all about. That's
Maybe they can share a little bit about what they see, like how crazy.
It's funny because when we're talking about collaboration, just leader on leader sort of unity. The first thing that came to mind was our all-female member robotics team. Mm-hmm. See, Lauren and I, we were part of a robotics team at school, and we've been a part of that. I'm actually the vice president currently. And we decided to be a part of a completely female or female presenting robotics team. And it was pretty conflicting at the beginning, and even going through it, because like we all just like, we want to put here, and we want to do it here. And when I tell you that everybody else was either in all male or all, just multi-gendered groups, they were like, no, they're not gonna do it. They always make fun of us, like just because, we're just a bunch of girls that are way over their head. That was never true. That was never something that we ever, took it and felt to it. And you know what? It actually motivated us. And that's usually just a common principle that, they gotta tear you down so you can get back up. It was true in a sense, but we always had the motivation. We had the motivation from the start. And in fact, we got first place in our metropolitan competition, outranking everybody because of that philosophy that we had.
Exactly, and that's the mindset that we're trying to change locally, that people think like, they're a bunch of girls, like they're not going to get anything done. It's like, no.
And then it's constantly like, they don't deserve it. They don't really like get the idea. They don't get that, they don't have that drive. And we've had a lot of credit taken from us. I used to be in a team that had just mostly guys and maybe like 2 or 3 girls, and they were constantly like, she's always like so here. And you know what? I grew up with that. You think that's gonna please me? Really? Like that's something that we have to learn from the start, from the get-go. And you want to tell me that we don't know how to go ahead and do this? Dude, I've been doing this since day one. Want to go ahead and tell me?
I think there's
You're
always
watching.
just something so beautiful about establishing communities like this. It's just so empowering. And
Sure.
it really just like serves as an example to younger people and younger generations that things like this are possible and your dreams can be achieved, like no matter what they are.
Absolutely. You know, there's something that I say, it's called will. Some people have it, some people don't. But when you get a lot of people together with will, you will do something. One person can do a lot with will, but when you have a lot of people together, you will conquer a huge mass. And like I said before, the community suffered, and Laredo's down. And it's not our fault. Okay? It's not our fault.
But it's in our hands to
But
do
now
something about it.
now it's us to do something about it, and that's
Well,
exactly
that's
right.
easy because communication is out there. We're
And,
all like pitching in,
and
hey,
we all
what
have-
about this, what time, where do we see each other, blah, blah, blah.
Let's get it done. Yeah,
You know-
let's get it done.
You know what I like about this like entire ideology that we've been coming to educate ourselves with is that eventually we'll be in a place where it's no longer just because she's a girl, just she's a guy or female or male presenting. It's about the individual worth of each person and what they bring to the table.
Absolutely.
And if maturity or getting into this age of transition of being an adult and such has taught me is that it doesn't matter. It can put you down or it can bring you back up or give you an easier path or a harder path. Yes, that's what gender will do. But in the end, where you end up is what you put on the table. It's what you brought forth. It's a skill set. It's your personality, and I'm glad to be surrounded with a bunch of vibrant personalities and people with different skill set, and I'm deeply grateful for that. But in the end, I do keep that and hold that close to heart. Is that it's always going to be your will, and something that my boss actually taught me or like told me or made me realize is that you can be whoever you identify as long as you put that work ethic and you have that constant drive. It's endless. It's endless. Like the possibilities, like you said, are limitless. Endless.
Her boss, by the way, we need to give her a shout out, Miss Esther Fidola. She's one of our Mujeres Poderosas as well. She's an amazing person and a leader.
She's
of our
good people. I
community.
haven't seen Esther in a while, but
And
she's
she
good
has
people.
like the most motivational just personality. Like she makes you want to do it. I was trying to get my transcript for college, and I was like, I was getting behind all this. Like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that to get one form of paper. She helped me. She called the office, and she was like, oh, okay. Tell me what I have to do because I don't want her to miss out on the scholarship opportunity. And oh my gosh, like in 20 minutes I got my transcript.
Right.
Sent to my university.
And
directly. It was amazing. She's great. She really inspires me, and I'm really glad.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, ultimately, we're at a point in our lives, our community, well, our nation, really going through this pandemic where we're recovering from this pandemic, and it really starts just with a smile, with a motivational, just good morning to anybody that you run into. I'm looking at our shirt. It says Mujeres Poderosas, and we also have a face mask that we have Mujeres Poderosas, and it's just something that I'd like to just share with y'all. It's been really cool that so we'll go to the store, we'll go to the bank after an event, and they see our shirts, they see our face mask, and it's so awesome when they ask like, oh, I like that Mujer Poderosa. So already, one of them was she works with like the flowers at HEB, and she was like, that is so cool. Like I would really like that. So already, you're making her feel like, hey, I could be I am a Mujer Poderosa too. And so that's what we're here for. To remind women that they are Mujeres Poderosas, and each one of us has something to bring to the table, like Kayla said. And and so there's a group that exists in Laredo that will be your cheerleader. No matter what you're doing, and more than anything, when you're working specifically to help the community move forward, like we're going to be there, and we're going to be there to support you and to celebrate your victories.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and that's what the community means. That's what a community is.
Right.
Okay, And a lot of people forget in World War II who were the ones that were putting together the planes. It wasn't the women. Who were making our guns? Women. Who were the ones that, you know? They were the ones. So remember that you know, and then with the and she's like that with the bicep. You've seen which one it is.
Yes.
I mean, yes. And wait a minute. That is what the American woman is. It's the power behind everything.
I once found out about these group of women. I honestly forgot who they had a name, and they would be in control of the gunpowder, and that was put into the bullets. And it was scary because there was this one thunderstorm one night that was really bad. That there was a storm, and they were still working in that warehouse. But the scary part was that if anything, if there was any shock or anything, like that entire thing would blow up, and they made it through the night. They made it through the night because of that. And they really wanted them there because they had the nimble fingers, they had the fragile, you know, like they had that,
Grace.
that I guess that sense of grace, and we're very gentle with that stuff, and that's why they really, not only because, you know, when we're off in war, but because that they knew how to do it. That anybody could have done it.
And they were brave enough to do it.
They were brave
and I think
enough.
that in itself is very symbolic of what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely.
You know, with grace and with kindness and with a smile on our face, we're out there in the hot sun, whether it's raining or not, in the cold, but just letting our community know, like, you know, come rain or shine, we're here for one another.
Absolutely.
And so let's help each other get through
Even with
this.
the picture that I posted on Facebook, I got messages from 3 girls that want to join.
Yeah, that's exciting. Like,
Just
and
because
that's-
how can I do
That's what it's all
Three
about.
girls.
That's
They
what
were
it's all
married.
about. That's what it's all about. It's you know, you guys already started it, and the wind's catching up, and it's gonna blow that flame. It's gonna go across. And thank you all for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And women out there, young ladies, if you want to join a good group, this is a good group to join.
Follow
And
us on Facebook.
on
We
Facebook.
like Laredo Mujeres Poderosas.
It's a great way to make a difference, you know, and every person you meet. And you know what, like the social networking that we've been doing, sure enough, like, yes, we're going to be helping our community, but when you start meeting that one-to-one person, that one person who's like, oh, but I really need that, you know, that little bottle of milk, or I needed that box of rice because I need to do this. When you get that connection, it's like no other thing you can ever feel. It's that one little thing, and it's no matter how small.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I really think that this sense of like optimism and empathy is really important in a time like this. It's really important that we can be a light in this darkness, and that we can just like shine.
Absolutely. You're the beacon. You're the beacon. You're leading people out. And listen, last year we went through a bad year. A lot of people lost somebody. I know what it is to lose somebody. Prayers to all the families out there. Prayers to those that are still suffering with this Wuhan flu. And I want to tell you all the following. You know, because we're running out of time. I want to thank you all, okay, for what you do. And for those listening out there, join the Mujeres Poderosas. It is a great group. And not only that, what I want you guys to do is stay safe and be safe.
Today, in America, more than 5.5 million men, women, and children train in a martial art regularly. Buitron Academy has been serving Laredo for over 30 years now. Our adult classes are geared for producing the best in you, teaching you street-ready techniques. With the arts of Savate and Kinpo, you'll learn the traditions of these sciences of combat, as passed down professor to student.
Hello everybody, my name is Senior Grandmaster Alfredo Bandalan, owner of BDP, Bandalan the Street Parties. I'd like to say a few words on Grandmaster Paul Buitrón. He's a man of great integrity, a man of great knowledge of martial art. He's a master of Savate and master of Eskrima. He's a man that can help you to become what you want to be. He's a man that teaches people how to be somebody in life, how to work the world, how to be happy in this world. He's a man that I can say hold many integrity as well as in martial art. But I'd like to say this man has a radio station that's hunting all over the world. And he works with all kind of people, all walks of life. And all I want to say, that Paul Buitrón is a man that can help people to be somebody in life. I'd like to say aloha, thank you.
I am Grandmaster Michael Duran of Original Hurones Criminal Federation here in Vallejo, California. Professor Paul Buitrón is an accomplished martial artist who has developed an understanding that as a caretaker in our martial arts, it is his responsibility to keep the art alive and in depth. He acknowledged that it is the students that give the art life. I hold his friendship and his continuing accomplishments in the art in the most highest regard. Thank you.
Come train at the Best Kept Secret of Laredo. Give us a call for your free evaluation at 956-401-4868 or check out our website at savat.biz. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook.